What's up, guys? Marcellus Williams, aka TheSwolefessor, Education on Health and Social Well-Being. Welcome to episode 4 of Unfinished Business, the prep series for Carolina Primetime. It is currently 12:44 a.m. because I got to the gym. Well, I got here a little bit after midnight, and I honestly just sat in my car for like 10-15 minutes, kind of got my head right, got the mental going before actually coming in and starting to warm up and train, just because I'm very tired. It's Sunday, April 16th, I believe. Yeah. Well, no, actually now it's Monday, April 17th. But at this point, yesterday, Sunday, April 16th, was the last day of Collegiate Nationals, so I spent quite a bit of time up there at the venue for the last day, and it was an awesome, electrifying 4 days of handling, man. Like, started handling on Thursday, and like I said, CNAS went from Thursday all the way through Sunday. Clients did really, really well, and Collegiate Nationals is personally my favorite meet to handle at, just because the energy, man. Like, it's got the energy of a national level meet as far as just like the amount of people that is there and how competitive everything is, like how close together a lot of these people are competitiveness in terms of weight classes. But it's just the energy is different because I think when it comes to Collegiate Nationals, it's just the team aspect, right? Like at Raw Nationals, there's certain sessions that are super hyped, but there's some sessions that are more dead than others. But at Collegiate Nationals, every single session, every single weight class, like there's a huge crowd because it's, other lifters from their schools supporting each other. The competition is awesome. Like just the energy that like the younger kind of crowd brings, I think it's just different and very, very unique. And it was really, really awesome. And I'm very, very proud of my clients. Big shout out to my clients, Taylor and Leanne. Leanne is a 48 kilo lifter, and she ended up getting second place for best female lifter overall across all weight classes, only getting second place to Alexis Jones, who, if y'all don't know who that is, she is an absolute unit. She hit a 701 kg total yesterday. I keep want to say today because I haven't gone to bed yet, but yesterday, a 701 kg total, which is the highest total that a tested female raw lifter has ever hit. So getting second place to her, no shame in that at all. And then my client, Taylor Castile, he ended up getting first place for all male lifters across the board in terms of weight classes, as well as getting first place in his weight class, and Leanne also got first place in her weight class. So very proud of both of them as far as like their exact stats, as far as like, the totals and what they hit and stuff like that. I'll have both of that pop up on screen for both of them because I am too tired to go over all that right now, but they killed it. And then all my other clients did very, very well overall too. So it was just awesome, man. It's gonna be really, really cool to ride that energy all the way into my meet here in June. And I know it may not seem like it. I'm obviously very tired, but I'm pumped internally, man. Like, it's just been like, obviously, being on my feet a lot, walking around a lot, socializing, interacting, which was also awesome. Big shout out to every single person who wanted to, say hi, get a picture, tell me you appreciate the content, tell me you appreciate what me and the other coach are doing with Powerlifting Now. It makes my day, man. I never get tired of it. Like, it's never not humbling to have people come up to you and be like, hey, what you're doing is having a positive impact in my life. Keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate who you are. Or even people just be like, hey, man, I appreciate your team. I know a lot of your clients, they go to my gym and they're super, super nice or super, super friendly. Like, just knowing that the community that Team Craftsmanship is building is one that's very positive and uplifting makes me very, very happy and extremely proud, like, just as a coach and a lifter. It was dope. Like, I got stopped in a gas station, like, a couple days ago. That was just different for me, man. It was really, really cool and really, really exciting. So just excited to continue to build. Anyway, I'm getting my session really, really late just because I can't afford to miss days. It's one thing if I can combine Wednesday and Thursday's workouts together, but since I also bench on Mondays, I had to make sure I still get Sunday's bench work in. So getting in right now, gonna go home and sleep, and then of course I'll come in and get my actual Monday session in later today. But you guys just saw me hit my long pause single with 325 pounds. Honestly, moved really, really well overall. No complaints. It's late, tired, self-lift off, but everything felt the way that it should overall, so I'm really happy about that. We're going to get through these back downs, we're going to get through these accessories, and then pretty much we are going, this is week 2. So once we get through this week 2, we'll be going into my week 3 primary, my highest exertion SBD day of the block. So we'll probably get through this workout, kind of share my thoughts over a few things, and then we'll probably just fast forward straight to that day. I don't know yet, we'll see. What I do know is the only reason because you guys probably wonder, like, hey man, if you're training so late, why are you recording right now? And I'll kind of actually get into that later. But the short answer to that is because I told myself I was going to record the next episode starting with the session, so that's what we're going to do. But yeah, let's get through some of these back downs, get through a little bit more of the workout, and then I'll share more of my thoughts with you guys.
thoughts and the pain attached to them. Sometimes I wonder why I didn't do everything loud and clear. I got a heart full of pain, full of stress, and full of anger held in my chest. And everything left's a waste of time. I hate my rhyme, hate everyone else's more. I'm riding on the back of this pressure, guessing that it's better. I can't keep myself together because all of this stress gave me something to ride on. My pain gave me something I can set my sights on. Never forget the blood, sweat, and tears, the uphill struggle over years, the fear and trash talking and the people in between.
All right, guys, so bench back downs went well, 4x4 with 275 pounds. And then I just finished up my 3x10 T-bar row with 145 pounds. That's the most that I've done on this specific T-bar row here since coming to Lone Star Strength. So happy with that, still pushing for progression. Even when I'm tired, still doing what I can to push for progression. All we have left now is gonna be weighted dips and then very straightforward moves after that. So I'll be just zooming through those, and I'll be showing you guys. I've actually been doing weighted dips recently anyway on the belt squat machine, the hammer strength belt squat setup, so you guys will get to see what that's like, just because it's been more convenient to load and do it that way compared to doing it on the traditional dip station, just due to where the plates are located and where the traditional dip station is located here at Lone Star. Anyway, so yeah, what I wanted to talk to you guys about very quickly and briefly, and I say very quickly and briefly, but y'all know your boy likes to rant sometimes. But anyway, the reason why I'm recording this video right now, right, because once again, it's very, very late. Currently, it is 1:20 in the morning, and obviously I can just come in here, zoom through my workout so I can get home. But the thing is, I told myself already in advance that I was going to start this episode, as far as recording, on today. And even though I only made that promise to myself, or not even a promise, I only said it to myself. Like, you guys didn't know that until I said this. Nobody else knows about it. It's not like I have an obligation to anybody to do this. I'm very big on being true to my word. If I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And I feel like that is such an important but underrated quality in today's time, especially in the fitness industry, in regards to, like, you know, a lot of us who work for ourselves, whether we're coaches, influencers, or whatever else it may be. There's no one here regulating us or what we do. So you have to be true to your ethics, your standards, your values. And if you can't even keep a simple promise to yourself when you say, hey, I'm going to do this thing, if you can't even do that, or if you constantly, like, you know, keep shifting things around, like, oh, I'll get to it. If you have, like, no discipline, you're not going to be successful in anything that you want to do in life. Like, at the end of the day, right, I, you know, could use the excuse that, hey, you know what, I just spent 4 days handling at multiple sessions each day, back to back to back. So I'll just find a way to, like, push this workout back, or, oh, I'll just skip this workout and pick back up tomorrow, knowing that I can't combine sessions because it'd be 2 bench days back to back. I could easily make that excuse, right? And nobody would pay for that excuse except for me, because it's my own training. Or even the fact that, guess what, when I get home, I still have DMs I'm going to have to catch up on today, so I can make sure I get to people's responses within 24 hours. And I have at least 2 or 3 blocks that I have to for sure get done today, so they're in my clients' inboxes by tomorrow. It would be very, very easy to, you know, be like, oh, well, if I respond within 27 or 28 hours by the time I wake up tomorrow, not a big deal. My clients will understand that, but, oh, hey, man, you've been handling, it's all good. I can easily just tell my clients, hey, guys, we're just going to start your block a day later. It's been a really long weekend. I could easily do that. But I refuse to do that, because at the end of the day, the same reason that I'm sitting here recording this video right now, the same reason that I'm in here training at 1 in the morning, the same reason that when I get home, I'm going to catch up on all the DMs within the 24-hour time frame and get those 2 blocks done before my clients wake up tomorrow, is because I have set this standard for myself. My clients have the agreement that you will receive your feedback within 24 hours. My clients have the agreement that, hey, your block will always be ready for you no later than the day you're supposed to start it, right? And for me, I have to agree with my coach that, hey, I'm going to do what you lay out on the days that it's laid out, right? And if I can combine sessions because of, you know, a crazy outside circumstance that I have no control over to make the training better, then cool. But if not, I'm going to get the work done. And it's having that level of discipline in everything that you do. It's easy to make excuses, and sometimes it can even be a good excuse. But I'm of the mindset of, if you make one allowance for yourself, it becomes that much easier to make another allowance and another allowance. And then before you know it, maybe you're constantly as a coach late on blocks. Maybe you're constantly dropping the ball communication. Maybe you're somebody where you're constantly like, skipping sessions, skipping accessory work. It's like, don't even let those habits form. Like, no matter what your circumstances are, always do what you can that's within your control. You can't always control outside circumstances, and sometimes you have to be willing to adapt and adjust. I get that. But way too often, I feel like people in general, whether we're talking about fitness or anything else, we make excuses for ourselves because we know that other people make excuses for themselves. Or we'll compare ourselves to someone else relatively like, well, hey, this person's messed up 10 times, so what's me messing up one time? Like, no, man. Hold yourself to your standards. If you say you're going to do something, do it and do it to the best of your ability 100% of the time, right? And even when that happens, guess what? You're probably still going to slip up. You're probably still going to make mistakes, but at least you'll always be able to say that it's never been due to a lack of trying, right? It's never been due to a lack of discipline, right? So I don't know. I just personally feel like that is a very huge part of why I found the success that I have with my coaching specifically, because it's like I hold myself to that standard. Even when I know it's a situation where my clients will be understanding, I hold myself to that standard. And it's something where I feel like if people did that with everything in life, they would just be so much happier and have so much more fulfillment because they just wouldn't drop the ball quite as often. So yeah, that's long story short, it's 5 minutes. Okay, it's not that long, but that's why I'm still here recording this video right now. Because for me, it's like, it's the simple things first, right? If I tell myself, hey, I'm starting this YouTube video today, then I'm starting today. So yeah. Anyway, we're about to blast with the rest of the accessories so I can get home and do all the stuff that I just told you guys I need to do. And then once we're done with those accessories, the next thing you guys see me probably will be this upcoming Saturday for my final primary SPD day of this block. So I will see you guys then after we get to these accessories. So real quick, definitely just felt the need to explain myself. So basically, last week for my dumbbell curls, I actually hit 55 pounds for a full set of 10 each arm for my first set of my 3x10. If I still have the clip somewhere, I'll have that on screen while I'm talking. And I hit it really clean and really strict. It was actually the first like isolation movement, single joint movement, whatever y'all choose to call it, PR that I hit in a while that actually got me like hyped and excited. Just like, oh hey, I'm dumbbell curling 55 pounds, nice and strict. And that was last week. And then after that, I had to drop down to 40 pounds for the remaining 2 sets of 10. So anyway, I was just like, all right, let's see if I can manage the 60s today. Got 6 each arm with a little bit more body English than what I would like, especially compared to 55 pounds last week. But I'm not too surprised. I'm just at this point now where I'm realizing that when I push an accessory extremely hard, it tends to feel pretty beat up the following week, which makes sense, right? That's kind of true for all movements across the board. But anyway, just wanted to explain that real quick. Gonna knock out the rest of these sets and then get out of here. But just wanted to let you guys know why I only did 6 each arm, because that was.
Close your eyes, I'm not gonna read the word and waste your breath and keep it up till there's nothing left.
All right, we are done. It is 2:05 a.m. But hey, came in, got the workout done. I feel good. I feel very happy, accomplished, and feeling crafted. Anyway, yeah, this is a good session. Like, came in, rocked Linkin Park, you know what I'm saying? That new album, that new/throwback album, which I love. I don't know about you guys, man, but like I grew up with Linkin Park, man. Like, I remember being like, 10, 11 years old, watching those AMVs with Linkin Park in the background. Those of you who real know what I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah, great session overall. Going to go ahead and get home, get that work done. I'll see you guys on Saturday.
Still solo, hit my line when the deal is closed. Billionaire mindset, yeah, goals. It's up, we just get the wop, nigga. Hoes is hoes. When the deal is closed. Billionaire mindset, yeah, goals. It's up, we just get the wop, nigga. Hoes is hoes. Pink slips, MFDs, yeah, we live for those. With the grits, like a nigga. I'm not nothing like the rest. I'm switching my swag up, I'm turning up the volume. I'm a nigga that I think it's time to drop an album. I'm gonna do whatever I want, no matter the outcome. Never let them ask me out, I'm militant like Malcolm. Let's go! What the fuck is that?
Everybody has their own thing.
He's mad cause he got his bitch tucked up. He's mad cause he got his bitch tucked up. He's mad cause he got his bitch tucked up. Of course I got this shit. Funny how I ate it later on, I got a cookie too. She a nigga, so I told her to sell game. Well, she with the activities and everything. Brother swipe and he private back that shit there. That's how they be looking, she's considered.
Club up. I might go up in your shit, you tryna mug us. Tear the club down, stomp a bitch out. Stand up in the new Bottega, fuck your damn couch. Start a bottle, boy, bitch, you better keep it up. Like it like they want fuck, they ain't deep enough. They weak and fuck, young ratchet rich and I'm rude and fuck, you bitch, you know it's up. Came in this bitch with the stick, don't add me, bitch, you know it's up. Hottest in my shit.
Hey man, I remember my plug ass. How you get all this motherfucking money, young nigga? I said that how it is when you
Press. Rack.
Smooth. Good work, so.
Come on, lock in, baby. Come on. Come on, Sal. Come on. Start. Press.
Nigga looking out that night. My nigga only got 30 shots left, son. I make a car ass on in the truck coming. Yeah, about to cut up some. Bust some more well that night. Take a bite to the table, we're frontin' there. And I'm a no nigga at the end. Come by the nigga with the end of the cake. Kick it in your ass and see you win. Could come around here like a nigga's a sick. Cause I'm in this door. Boy, don't grab my hair because you fucking up my weed. I got 100 bottles. So rock, boy. All my jerk coats are fuck, but I'm a hot boy. All these stars in the gym and niggas boy. Niggas talking with niggas body, body. Welcome to my house, body, body. Welcome to my house, body.
All right, so let's talk about today and that dumpster fire of a session. Man, a lot of feelings, a lot of thoughts, and since the end of the session, I've talked to my coach, and I've talked to friends and stuff like that. I had a couple conversations with clients who are also really good friends, and I can definitely say I'm feeling better now than what I did, but I'm still very upset and frustrated with myself just because today was one of those sessions where it's like I felt very confident going into it. I felt very positive throughout the entire week. Felt very locked in with everything, with my variables and stuff like that. Of course, random life stressors pop up. It's just the nature of the beast, especially when working with a roster of 80 clients, and then with having a daughter and stuff like that. Like just different things come up that at this point I'm just like, hey, that's just part of what I have to expect with my life, right? But in general, being locked in on everything and despite that, going into the session feeling confident, especially after the last video and after last week's session, with just how good everything felt, I came into the session very, very confident, and I was warming up on squats, felt really good, really confident. Told my client Josh, who you guys remember from a couple videos ago, who's my client, but also we kind of go back and forth. I was like, hey, no, you're working on my rack today, like because I wanted the motivation. I'm like, hey, I'm about to show you something today, right? And I simply did not do that. Warm-ups were feeling really, really, really good. 220 felt amazing, felt even better on my back, honestly, than what it did last week. So I felt, in my mind, I felt like oh yeah, I'm gonna kill the 545 today, right? And it's this thing where in my mind I was like, worst case, if the first rep doesn't feel great, then I'll just rack it. That's fine, because 545 is still a big dub rep for me right now after how the past couple blocks have gone. Once again, January 29th, my PR double was 540. So at this point, with how things were feeling and feeling in groove and the tech feeling locked in, just everything we've done with this block, it's like, okay, yeah, I feel confident for that. Worst case, if I get it for one, I'm okay with that. That's not an L in my book, right? I certainly was not expecting to fail it, to not get it at all. And I certainly was expecting for it to like fold me like that, and just once again, thing where I hit the ball and just rolls up on me. And I can sit here and talk about the different things with the tech, like, oh, that me and my coach talked about, like, foot pressure and kicking the back tie and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like, it didn't matter. It just was very much just like very mentally hard for that to happen, right? Especially with how good it felt on my back. And so I wasn't happy about that at all. But it's one of these things when I racked it, I'm like, okay, what am I about to do? Go right to back downs, retake it, try for a single, try to like adjust with like maybe like putting my rack height back on 9, like just different things that people were suggesting to me in the moment. So I was like, let me be smart, lowered it to 518, just 5 kilos over what I hit for my triple last block for the double. And I ended up going to the rack height 9 instead of 8, just because people were saying, hey, maybe just try that. I was like, at this one, like, screw it, why not? I'm also good to go. just didn't feel good on my back from that rack height. I know they keep me on 8 with these new TSS racks. It's better for me, even though it seems like kind of mini squatting it up. That feels good for me. It just didn't feel good on my back. And when I walked it out and kind of started to get set, I just like, nah, I don't trust this. And I didn't want to risk failing twice. So racked it, went to my back downs, 407, 5 kilos over last week's back downs. You guys saw me do the first set. What you didn't see, because I just didn't record, because I was recording the first set, I'm like, all right, we're good to go on that. Let's just get the rest of these sets. On my second set, on my third rep, as I was coming into the hole and driving out, I felt like a pop in my quad, and like the inner part of my thigh right there on my quad. And it's like, it was this thing where I'm like, okay, was the knee sleeve? Was that my quad? Like, I just cramped? I wasn't quite sure. Did a few bodyweight squats. I'm like, okay, I feel a sensation there, but I think I feel good overall. Went and did some goblet squats, felt okay overall. But to be safe, lowered the weight to 374 for the third back down set. Had Michael and Josh size with me just to be safe. Went into the hole in the first one. As I was driving out, it just feels very, very painful and uncomfortable. So might have just strained the quad or tweaked a little bit. I'm really not sure right now. Just gonna focus on moving around today as much as possible. Have a better evaluation of it tomorrow. So that happened with squats, and just very mentally defeating at that point, right? It's like, okay, finally had squats feeling good again, and just didn't execute. And then it's this thing of like, dang, like in my mind, I was good for that load, but then it's like, should I have even gone for it? It would have made more sense to just take the 518 in the first place and just build momentum. Just, like that lifter side of me and that coach side of me are just like really just warring with each other. In terms of trying to be logical and evaluate things, but also just being very upset, very emotional. And because I'm somebody where with the past few blocks when things haven't gone the way I've wanted to, I've been very quick to let myself feel like I let myself feel what I feel for like very briefly, then I very quickly go into problem solving mode and logical coach mode. Today I just really let myself just feel everything like completely. Like I let myself into my coach, I let myself into some friends. And I still got through the rest of the session. Like this is the first time where I truly just had a session where I was like, dog, I just want to quit and be done. But still still worked up on bench. Y'all saw 352 for the last warm up, moved well. So I'm like, okay, let's do a little 5 kg bump over last block. Maybe I should have retaken 374. Maybe I should have just done 2.5. I felt good for it. But what I should have known was that mentally I just was not zoned in the way I needed to be for that. Because y'all can see it, man. Like I'm driving on the chest, and I kind of just quit. Like one, I think I touched a little bit higher than what I should have, but I just did not fight to push through it the way I needed to. And even when I racked it, I was like, yeah, that was on me. I didn't even fight for it the way I needed to. And my sister, my client Bria, and my sister, the real Swolefessor, she actually pulled me outside and just was very real. And talking to us like, yo, like you're quitting on yourself, or you're giving up. Like it's okay to be frustrated, it's okay to be upset, but like you're not trying. Like you can't just not try. Like that's not who you are. You're better than that. No matter how bad things get, you always work through, you always push through, you always try, which I know everything she was saying was true. Everything that my coach was telling me, everything that my friends and clients around me were telling me is true. But I was just in this point where I was hearing it and I was receptive to it, but it wasn't making me feel any better in the moment, which I knew was going to be the case. And I was I was past the point of trying to force myself to be positive. It was just like, okay, let's just get the work done. So did the back downs on bench. Those went well enough. Deadlifts, I just already told myself and I had already taught the Brandon, hey, we're just going to sandbag and just take what's comfortable. 496 moved well, felt good. 562 is just 2.5 over what I did last week, and it was either going to be the last warm-up, in which case I was still going to take something very sandbag, like just somewhere from 584 to no more than 600, or it's going to be like the top set based on how I felt. And it's just this thing where I was just still feeling the quad more, nowhere near as bad as on squats, because I feel it when, with knee flexion, but I feel it way more when I'm in like knee flexion, deep hip flexion, like in the bottom of a squat or if I'm lunging. But I still could feel it when I was trying to produce more force and stuff like that, which is why I think the 562 took a little bit longer to break off the ground than what it typically would, especially on a week 3, because I just was being a little bit hesitant with the quad. So called it there just to be safe, which is a smart thing to do. And didn't even belt squat because I'm like, the quad, don't want to risk anything with it right now. I got to wait till tomorrow, get a better evaluation of how everything feels. But yeah, man, I sucked today. That's it. Like I'm just speaking very transparently with you guys, right? And it'd be so easy to just scrap this whole video, right? Especially after what I was saying earlier in the video about like, hey, like make the choice to do what you need to do, stuff like that. It'd be easy to scrap this whole video, but I'm not gonna do that because I'm all about transparency here on this channel. And show you guys the highs and the lows, the ups and the downs, because the downs happen, right? And it's frustrating for me to feel like I've had a lot of those at the end, like since January, at the end of each block on these week 3s. Some of the stuff has been circumstances outside of my control. Some of the stuff has just been like bad decision making. Like I said, truly after that 220, like in no way in my mind did I feel like I was gonna fail at 545. But if I sit back and really ask myself, okay, but was I for sure I was gonna be able to get it for the double? It's like, well, no, because I had the conversation in my mind of like, hey, worst case, if I get it for a single, or if I have it for a hard single, I'll just rack it, which means I shouldn't have even loaded it. I should have loaded something lighter that I know I'm gonna smoke for the double and just build momentum, because I am allowing myself to get caught up on how well things were going earlier this year with like the 518 PR triple, the 529 double, the 540 double, or even looking back at 2021 when training was just going beautifully PR on every block. I keep letting myself go back to that point and trying to feel like I'm back there, which I simply can't do, because the same way I talk to my clients about like, hey, what's working for one time may not work later, and we have to problem solve and make adjustments. Or if it's a kind of company who's new and we're trying to figure out what works for them, it's like, hey, what we're doing right now isn't a waste of time. We're problem solving, we're testing things out, we're getting feedback, we're getting data to make better decisions to find what works for you. Like, it's just part of the process. And when you find what's working, right? Even if you milk that for 10 months, a year, whatever, you might have to eventually make changes based upon someone's top end strength going up, changes in body weight, changes in life stressors. And I know for me, life stressors change. There's a lot of variability there. Even when I'm on top of my variables, just due to the nature of my job and what I do with traveling, stuff like that, and having a daughter, having a wife, just things that are going to play a role with it, right? And I had to remind myself that like I haven't lost strength, but I can't try to force progress. I can't try to like demonstrate that strength all the time. I have to like let myself build the momentum needed, and I simply have not been doing that. Just full transparency, I haven't been. And it's actually like it's actually like really, as I'm saying it out loud, it's really like embarrassing when it's like, and frustrating too, because it's like these are things that I know as a coach, right? But like I said, I'm a lifter, I'm a competitor, and I think lately I've been so tunnel vision with what I want this meet to be, because like I said, yeah, there's always the next meet, but I don't want to say that when this meet's done, right? Like I don't want to, like in my mind, it's like I don't want to do this meet and be like, oh yeah, overall good meet, but not quite everything I want to do. I want to go in and make sure the meet is everything I want it to be, but I can't do that by trying to force things right now. And even though, there's the argument like, oh, I want the mental win of hitting this load or whatever, it's like, no, I just need to build momentum. Like my coach told me, like, hey, we don't need certain loads in training right now. We need it 6 weeks from the day at Carolina prime time, when it really matters, when it really counts, right? And then, start getting in my head being like, oh man, like, would I be better off if I just like let my, really just not wait till after me, but just let my weight get back up and stuff like that. But it's like, no, man, like my weight's fine. I'm chilling between like, 167 to 170, depending on fluctuations of the day, which is where my training weight is when I cut to 75 kg and where it was for nationals of last year when I hit the 540 squat, right? Literally like 8 for 9 day, one bench attempt away from, from the 500 DOS and 700 kg total that I wanted. I know I'm not weaker now than what I was then. I know I'm stronger now. Like I have the data and the evidence to prove to see that I'm stronger now. But circumstances have changed. Things are different, and I know that. And I gotta just make the smarter calls going forward over the next 6 weeks. And then beyond that, like I said, the frustration of being like, man, I work with, with all the lifters I've worked with over the years, no matter their background, their circumstances, their genetics, being able to help them get stronger and reach their goals. But then dealing with the frustration, I feel like I'm not doing that for myself. And just in that moment, right? Like getting so tunnel vision on that moment and what I want in the moment, where I'm not being objective with the fact that like, bro, I've made such good progress over my time of doing this. And even, before working with Brad, with having like, subpar coaching, or doing my own thing where I was trying to like figure things out for myself, it's like I can't let one or even several bad sessions take away from how good things have been overall. And I also can't get so hyper focused on what I want with the training where I just let it beat me down mentally when things in my life are good, man. Like things are great, very successful coaching business, co-owner of a very successful subscription service in the form of Powerlifting Now, with the content creation, how well that's going, amazing, beautiful marriage with my wife, seeing my daughter grow and talk and walk, like my life is good. But it's this balance of acknowledging that and not letting days like today take away from that, but also not using it as justification to like be passive. Like it's okay for me to care about this, because I do care about this. Like I love this. I love what I do. I love powerlifting. And at the end of the day, I didn't get involved in powerlifting to necessarily be where I'm at right now, coaching wise. I'm grateful for it, and it's a blessing, and it's the main thing, the main focus, right? But I got involved in powerlifting to be the best lifter I can be, and I want to show and demonstrate that. And I just feel like I've been dropping the ball on that lately. But this block as a whole has been really good, and I know it has, and I can't take away from that. And the fact that I can even say that right now is I'm in a much better space right now than what I was in the moment for that session, which is why I took the time to let myself calm down, because I knew how to record right then and there. just would have been all over the place, which I kind of still am right now with the rambling. But once again, just transparency with you guys. Today sucked. It was not a good session. It was not the session that I wanted. It was not the session I've been visualizing for the past, 2 weeks leading into this week 3, because I just felt very confident I was going to come in and do what I needed to do. And it sucks when you kind of come in the session high like this, ready, and then just get deflated like that, right? And it's also really easy for me to sit here and, like I said, question things, be like, am I going to be able to do what I want to do on meet day? Am I going to be able to show up? Am I going to be able to beat Johnny Candido's dots? Am I going to be able to hit the 700 kg plus total that I want? Am I going to be able to, even hit the 500 dots, let alone, beat 515 to beat Johnny's dots? Like, all these thoughts circle around, right? But at the end of the day, man, all I can do is take today for what it is. It's an L, but learn from it and just be better going forward. Like, I still have 6 weeks to lock everything in. There's nothing that needs to change in terms of programming. Technique overall is locked in. I just need to make a few adjustments. Like my next squat session, I'm gonna be calling Brad live. We're gonna be going over some stuff to make sure everything is where it needs to be. So I'm not letting these heavier weights like fold me forward or roll on my back the way they are, as far as keeping over mid-foot, just everything like that. But it's one of these things where at this point, even though I may have the feelings of this means not gonna go the way I want, I'm still gonna put every bit of effort I can to make sure that it does. Because it's going to be that much sweeter when I still show up in 6 weeks, get on that platform and have the meet that I know I can and execute the way that I know I can. Because that's all I can do, put my best foot forward and just give it my all. And even though just 2 hours ago at this point, I'm just like, bro, this is garbage, I'm trash. I'm not staying there. I'm not going to stay in that headspace. I'm going to, do what I need to do today as far as, just finish up work and stuff like that. Gonna let myself chill for the rest of the evening. Then tomorrow, just come back and hit the ground running, man. Because as I've told you guys time and time again, sometimes life hits you. It hits you hard, knocks you down. But you got to get back up and swing back. That's it. And I know that even when I'm done, with this video and as I'm editing it, I'm going to have these feelings come back and all that kind of stuff and be frustrated again, but that's okay. I'm letting myself feel what I need to feel today, not holding it back, not restricting it, so I can let it go and keep it moving. But yeah, I'm done rambling. That's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it on some level. If you did, go leave a comment down below. Let me know what you did. If you're not, leave a comment down below. Let me know what I can do to get better. Like the video, share, subscribe. Keep it simple, specific, scientific. I'll catch you guys later.